You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey folks, welcome to the Instant Reaction Round 1 of the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Woldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
Hi.
Oh boy.
Hello.
And let's not forget Kyle the Coach Duggan.
Hi.
Oh, folks, it has been a day.
It's in a moment.
We will get
It's
to
late.
and it is late. Freaking draft. Who knew it goes so long?
4-hour draft.
Oh,
Come on.
Christ, for one round.
Yes.
Shut
up,
okay.
Kansas
We need a
City.
pitch clock.
Yeah, for sure. 10 minutes. Way
Come
too
on,
long.
Way too
Yeah,
long.
baseball. Come
Toss
on,
to
help us
15
out.
seconds.
All right. So we wanted to go over our round 1 instant reaction, but obviously we're in the heart of the belly of the beast.
Yeah.
We're in Kansas City right now. We are going to tell you folks all about experience, the pre-draft party, the experience of walking around for the NFL draft
come on.
experience. The
hate?
interaction, the interactions
Yeah.
with people, both good and bad.
The, the shitty Raider fans. We'll get it.
Good
They
and bad.
suck. Solid story there.
Yeah, they suck.
But that'll all come on the podcast. That'll all come on the regular episode. Right now, we just need to talk about the round 1 pick.
Come on.
Because who saw this guy coming? Quentin
No!
frickin' Johnston.
Quentin Johnston. I said this to you guys.
Yeah.
We
Needs
talked
to be
about it.
repeated.
Yeah,
Quentin Johnston feels
Ton.
like it needs a third at the end.
it does.
Can we do it
That's-
again one more time just to like get it out of the system? Like
Quentin
Quentin
Johnston.
Ton.
Okay.
Ton.
Yeah. Quentin Johnston, number 21 pick. Who saw it coming?
Well,
No.
this entire draft, we were watching it going like, all right, Bryce Young makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything
One.
after that was like,
What?
huh?
What
Who?
the
Huh?
shit?
Then?
Linebacker. Like,
What?
isn't he supposed to go in the second round? Like, oh my God, they're reaching.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
How about my dumbass saying Brian Branch, if he falls to us, first round's over, he's still on the board.
Yeah.
still on the freaking board? Insane.
Yeah.
All right, so we're sitting there watching. So we're in our Airbnb, as you can see. I'm not in the laundry room, but I just happen to be in the same room.
It just happens to
It
be in
just
the
happens to
kitchen.
be in the kitchen. It really brings the room together.
Ties it all together.
So we're watching it, and we're not seeing any wide receivers go. And then who picked right before us that got JSN?
And Jigba. Hit me.
Hit me with your best shot.
Fire away. Whoever drafted
All right.
Jackson Smith and Jigba was right before.
It was right before us because it was getting to that point where we're like, oh my
You
God, is
guys
he going to
are so-
fall?
Is
to
a
us?
wide receiver never gonna go?
The top wide
God.
receiver.
Tight end never gonna go.
Yeah, because we saw Bijan go immediately. So it was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, that's off the board.
Who thought running back, 2 running backs go before a
Oh,
wide
yeah.
receiver or a tight end?
Yeah, 2 running backs go before the top wide receiver falls off the board.
Top tight end still there sitting.
And top tight end still sitting there. So,
So
like,
nuts.
this is completely different from the draft that we saw last year. Last year, we were seeing wide receivers going immediately. And now this year, it took a while. And then once it hit, then we took Quentin Johnston. Then Zay Flowers went off. And then Jordan Addison went
Yeah.
off.
Thank
So-
God Zay Flowers didn't go to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
No, just say that right now.
that would have been
That would have been a tough
Not
pill to
cool.
swallow.
Yeah,
But let's talk about Quentin Johnston.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us really any time to look at
no.
No.
many players, let
You-
alone Quentin Johnston.
You have some insight.
So I have some background of Quentin Johnston. So TCU, I have watched 2 or 3 games over the year. Max Duggan was intriguing.
Great last name.
Has a last name.
Just saying.
It's identical to ours, minus the A versus I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's cool. But they came in.
That's cool.
Here's the deal. TCU came into the season, no expectations. They weren't expected to really do anything. No one had them in the college football playoff. They were very under the radar. Maybe they'll be okay. That's not like the TCU of 7-8 years ago that
Sure.
were dominant, right?
Sure.
So TCU shows up on the map and they start playing really good football. They're unbeaten. They're beating up some pretty good teams. They pop on TV. I watched them a couple times, and it did feel like Quentin Johnston was the only talking piece. Max Duggan was not the like talking piece until the end of the year. So in the middle, when they started to become a thing, it was like, wow, this guy just dominant. Like You need to play, you throw to Quentin Johnston type of deal. So here's where it becomes a thing. Tonight, we draft Quentin Johnston. I call my friend, went to TCU, diehard. He went to the national championship game. He's like a big diehard Horned Frog fan. He goes, Quentin Johnston never lived up to the hype. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He was your best
What does
player.
that mean?
He was the best player on that TCU team. Then he says, a lot of people thought Max Duggan held him back. So the Quentin Johnston that we saw, you go back and watch highlights, may be a dumbed down version of what we're actually going to get.
Oh shit.
That to me is like okay, you have a team. So take a step back. You think about it. You have a team going into the season no one has expectations for.
Sure.
No one had Max Duggan as a Heisman finalist going into the year.
He's a great name.
Great name, great lineage. But no one had him as a Heisman finalist.
No.
All of a sudden, enter Quentin Johnston, have giant plays. Johnston have huge plays. They go off. Max Duggan all of a sudden is making these huge plays. He becomes a Heisman finalist. Feels like Quentin had a lot to do with it.
Sure.
You
Might have
know?
helped him out a little bit.
That was the best build up to what you just said.
It feels like Quentin pushed Max into the Heisman Trophy.
Hey, I love Max Duggan because the name's rad, but it seems
got carried.
like
Quentin carried him.
pull
Yeah.
him along.
It just feels like Quentin Johnston. Like you go back and watch. You need to watch a whole game.
Yeah.
Go back and watch a game with the broadcast team. These were big time broadcasters. Like that's all they would talk about was Quentin the whole game.
Yeah.
He was the guy of TCU.
Yeah.
Max Duggan was a stud. But if you don't have hype going into the season and you show up all of a sudden, it's probably because somebody else is carrying you.
Sure.
Feels like Quentin Johnston is that guy. So bottom line, Tom Telesco, everyone was on the board.
This is definitely draft day. Kevin Costner put the ticket in. This is my guy.
Yes, this is the guy no matter what, right? Because
100%.
Zay Flowers is there. Kincaid is there.
Yeah.
Mayer is there.
All the
Nolan
people
is
that
there.
catch balls are there.
Right.
Everyone's there, and you pick this guy. This is our guy. I mean, Tommy T's, if we know that his job's on the line, he knows his job's on the line. He was still willing to say, Quentin Johnston's the guy. Okay, now think. This next year, in an offensive formation, you need a play to happen. You have Mike Williams out wide. You have Keenan Allen in the slot next to him. You have Gerald Everett or Darnell Washington, Michael Mayer, second round.
Straight up, baby.
And Quentin Johnston out on the edge. That's some firepower.
How do
Something to
you
think about.
stop that?
Some firepower. Or like we said in the last episode, you put Mike Williams, Quentin Johnston next to each other.
Right.
They just run downfield 2v2. Those two versus two corners. I'm taking them.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. So, like you mentioned, Mike Williams, and it was like, okay, well, how comparable are
Yeah.
these guys? So I'm looking it up right now. Quentin Johnston is 6'3". Mike Williams 6'4".
Okay.
Okay. Quentin Johnston is 208 pounds. Mike Williams 218 pounds. Okay. Arm length 33 and a 3/8 for Mike Williams. Arm length for Quentin 33 5/8. Okay. Vertical jump. Quentin Johnston 40.5. Vertical jump for Mike Williams only 32.5.
Oh, we're getting
That's
bigger,
eight.
baby.
That's 8 more
You're
inches.
telling me Mike Williams is a jump ball guy. This guy's got 8 inches
Yes.
I love this.
and
so much.
longer arms.
I love it.
Keep
So-
going.
I love you.
Yeah,
I know.
you got more.
That's what I'm saying. So the vertical jump, we're
He's-
talking
he-
about jump ball.
He just became our stat guy. This
He
is awesome.
went from an 80-10,
Well, 'cause-
80-20 to a 90-100-0.
I know. Well, so it's like you mentioned them being so comparable. So I just wanted to look to be like, okay, well, how comparable are we talking right here? So obviously, play style can obviously play a huge factor, and a bunch of other things can be a factor. But you're talking about guys, at least from a measurable standpoint, the guy can jump higher than Mike Williams.
Yeah, and also
So
not-
if they're going, if they're fighting for the same ball, Quentin Johnston by the
Mike
vertical jump
beat
is
Mike
gonna-
Williams to the ball, yeah. And not to mention you add Jalen Guyton, who we re-signed for
Yeah.
another year.
Yeah.
So if you go 4 wide, even if you go no tight end, You put Quentin and Jalen on one side with Mike and Keenan on the other side.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler in the backfield with Justin Herbert. Come on.
Shut
Come
up.
on.
Shut your
Come
mouth.
on.
You just stop talking because that's awesome.
Stop being like, there's some people that knee-jerk reaction will be Quentin Johnson. Like, that's a weird pull. Now see him on the field with those other guys.
Yeah.
With Kellen Moore as
Come
the
on.
offensive.
And
but
Kellen
here's-
had input on
here-
this.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to say. Like the fact that like this is the guy, this means so much because we have a new offensive coordinator and he is going to, hey, like we're just gonna give you a little insight. I want like this looks cool. I'll take that
Yeah.
for my new offense.
And it's true of Dallas. Dallas didn't have the Tyreek Hill. Dallas didn't have the Zay Flowers. That's
and
not,
was still putting
Just
and they
up
were still
solid
a top
receivers.
5 offense.
Solid
you know?
receivers. That's
Like
all
they don't
have.
need that quick twitch. Quick twitch.
Quick
get the
titch.
ball
I
and-
like quick titch better.
Quick
actually.
twitch.
just to
Get the
titch.
ball and like run away from people. That's not what they were. That's really not. Now, the one thing that they had that we don't have right now is a dominant run game. So how do we address that day 2? Hopefully we're there. T's and P's.
T's and
there's
P's.
there's a possibility, and hopefully it's a good one, that you're going to see us hanging
Let's
out
Let's just
with our
cross.
powers combined. We will be in the inner circle. We'll be able to see all of the people coming up and announcing some of the players, and we'll talk about all of that.
Yeah.
all
On the next episode. But this is just our quick instant reaction.
Quentin
It
Johnson.
was weird. So like when the name got called, we weren't like,
Whoa.
hooray!
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh.
it wasn't disappointment though.
No.
It was not disappointment. It
Because
was just like,
the position made sense.
right.
The player was just kind of a blindside.
Right. Because if you listen to other fans and other analysts, they say you got to get that yak guy, you got to get that speedy guy. But we have that with Jalen Guyton. Now, obviously, Jalen Guyton's coming off
And
of an
Austin
injury,
Eckler.
and potentially Austin Eckler as well. So when you look at it, it's like, yes, fans want speed, fans want the yak, but now you've got this guy who, again, I'm going to say it one more time, jumps higher
Yeah.
than Mike Williams
but by a lot, actually.
8
by
inches.
8 inches.
That's not little.
It's about that much.
Hey, that's
More
what
than
she
I
said.
So
Heyo.
we
Heyo.
are excited. It just took some processing to be like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, this guy who was supposed to go way earlier. A lot of
And
other people predicted him to
This
go
is
way
not
earlier.
this is not an Alabama wide receiver whose stats are padded.
No,
Mhm.
this,
You know,
this is a
This is
lower
a guy
team.
at a team that shouldn't have done anything that went to the national championship, which you could attribute a lot of that to him overplaying what was going on around him.
You could also
like-
say Duggins are pretty rad.
Duggins are rad. We
We'll
win.
say it again.
We're winners.
We'll say it.
So if we draft Max Duggan in the
Dude,
sixth,
if we get Max Duggan
Yeah.
like late round,
if you get
I'm
Max Duggan
buying
in the
that
sixth
jersey.
well,
immediately.
that goes without
It's a
saying.
foregone. I'll pay for your jersey.
Yeah,
How
me
about
too.
that?
I'll name my fourth son Max. I will change his name.
We will
He
redact.
will be Max. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Sorry, Hill.
All right.
Sorry, honey.
All right, folks.
This is like a binding contract, so that's a
If we draft Max Duggan,
This is
my
Exhibit A,
fourth born
by the way.
son will be named Max. My first son is named Pax. That's
Yeah.
pretty close.
Pax and Max.
Pax and Max.
Yeah.
They'll be the bookends.
Dude, it's just sandwich.
Yeah, somebody's got to be a charger.
Beautiful sandwich.
All right.
I think that's enough.
That's enough. I think that's enough,
We're
right, folks?
Hey, to recap, to bring this all back, we're excited about
We
Quentin
are
Johnson,
absolutely
I'm
pumped.
so excited.
We're
This is
excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
We'll talk about more picks tomorrow, which you will hear about on the next episode,
Yeah.
which will be Monday.
Well, hey, and come correct on Instagram Live. Because we spent 2
Yeah,
hours.
guys, don't sleep on our Instagram tomorrow.
No, literally, Adam did a full 45 minutes of
I've never
voice
laughed so
requests.
hard. Yeah, I've never
Like
laughed so
my stomach hurt.
Yes.
I've got abs now.
It was basically doing sit-ups.
Yeah.
Like I feel good now. Yeah.
So we will see you folks again, but this was just our quick instant reaction. It's late. The
We're gonna go
giggles are
watch some.
high.
We're gonna watch some Quentin
We're gonna watch
Johnson
some highlights.
Oh,
highlights
we're
right
gonna
now,
go
yeah.
deep dive on
Yeah.
this shit.
We're going deep dive.
We'll see you folks on the next episode, but until then,
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
okay, love you, bye.
Mwah!